All right, Dustin, you've got some new goalies here. Just for you and Sylvain Rodrigue, how do you guys approach this camp when you have a week to work with these guys?
I think the biggest thing is kind of staying on top of the development side of it. It's hard, but you try and avoid the evaluations and just kind of look at each individual's game to give them some feedback to take away to work on in the summertime. We've talked a lot about details in their game and development and for the importance of moving and taking the next step in their career. For some of them, that's going to be taking on a starting job this year. For others, that's going to be going from college to play pro hockey. So we've had a lot of conversations, and all of them have been very receptive.
Is there a different approach to guys that were drafted, to guys that were signed, to guys that are camp invites?
Not really. You kind of take each one as their own individual. Ultimately, whether they're a part of our organization or not, they're here, and in this moment, you're working to help them all be better. And like I say, if they can leave the camp and have a few things in their game that can be improved and worked on, I think that benefits everyone.
A couple of the newest guys, Nick Ellis is one, and then of course Dylan Wells. What do you have in Nick Ellis? What do you like about him? He actually credited you for being a big part of why he wanted to come to the Oilers.
Wonderful kid. He's got a great compete level. He never quits on a play. He's got a few things that he's aware of, and we've talked about even prior to him coming here that he wanted to improve on, and we were on the same page right away. So it was good to have that dialogue before he came to the camp. I think his positional game is getting better. He's starting to read the game a bit better. His tracking of the puck in all situations, I think, is getting to be a strength now. He's starting to learn more about it, and so it's just constant, little steps in his game, and he'll continue to get better.
What are you looking at with Dylan Wells? He's a guy that admittedly said, I had a tough year. I had a good Ivan Halinka, but I've got stuff to work on. My numbers weren't great. What do you see in him, and what do you try to work with him?
He's a big kid. He's pretty athletic for his size. He moves well. There's obviously things in his game that he needs to work on. He's still young yet, so I think there's lots of time to develop some of those skills. We kept it, to one thing at a time with him this week, making sure that he understood, and then continued to build the reps in so he could make it become more of a habit. I think he's going to put the work in this summer. He's very diligent. He's a good athlete off the ice as well, and so there's some upside there that I think is definitely a real bright future for him.
What will you be watching for in the Billy Moores Cup tonight?
But watching the compete, the positional part of the game, emotional control, the demeanor in the net. Can they make the timely save when their team needs it? Can they come into the net when they're not starting the game? Not even necessarily the puck stopping stuff all the time, but the mental side of the game, which is really important, especially transitioning to whatever level they're going to. And then obviously we'll look at the technical side and make a few notes and hopefully give them some things to take away.